There is something special that lives inside you. It is not physical strength, nor a talent that the world applauds. It is something deeper, older, that has accompanied you since before you realized you existed. It is the mark of one who has been set apart to live something that no one can steal. Today we will talk about this power that resides in every chosen one of God, a strength that makes you rise when others fall, that pushes you forward even when the path seems impossible. Many times, those who carry this calling feel the weight of the world, feel that the battles seem harder. But what few understand is that this strength does not come from what is around you. It comes from within, from a place that the world does not know and that the enemy can never reach. This is the strength of one who has been called to live beyond human limits, a calling that does not depend on approval, praise, or applause. It comes directly from the heart of God to yours. In this video, I want to walk with you through every part of this truth. We will see how this silent power makes you keep going, even when everything screams to give up. We will understand how it protects you, how it strengthens you, and how it helps you see beyond the lies that try to stop you. I know that in many moments, you have felt this, that flame that never goes out, even when everything seems dark. That flame is the sign that you were not made to live like everyone else. You were made to shine. So stay with me until the end, because today I am not just going to remind you of this power. I will show you how to use it, how to put it into practice in your daily life, how to let it grow within you, until there is no doubt that you are chosen. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications. This journey is yours, but it doesn't have to be lonely. We are here together to remember that there is a power inside you that nothing and no one can take away. Let's go together. When we talk about going beyond human limits, we are speaking of something that transcends what the people around you can see or understand. It is about the power that resides in the hearts of the chosen, a power that does not come from muscles, influence, or money. It is something that comes from above, a gift that only those who have been set apart by God can carry. This power does not obey common rules because it was not born to fit into what the world expects. It is free, pure, and unbreakable. The chosen ones know that their battles are not just against what can be seen. Many times the challenges they face are invisible to the eye, but real in the soul. And it is there that this spiritual power manifests. When you understand that you do not walk alone, that there is a force that sustains you even when your feet tremble. This strength is the certainty that, even when everything around seems impossible, God has already prepared a way. And it is in this certainty that the courage of the chosen dwells. To surpass human limits means not allowing doubts and fears to determine who you are or how far you can go. It is recognizing that there is a voice inside you that speaks louder than any external noise. This voice is that of the Holy Spirit, who guides you and reminds you that your life has a greater purpose than pleasing others or following empty standards. It is He who shows you that what seems like weakness in the eyes of the world is in fact the strength that moves mountains. The chosen live like this, with their hearts in heaven and their feet on the ground. They understand that their struggles are not small, but they also know that they are not alone. When you choose to follow this greater calling, you begin to realize that the impossible does not exist for those who trust in the power that comes from God. You learn to see beyond obstacles because your vision is not limited by what human eyes can see. This spiritual strength does not manifest in shouts or spotlights. It reveals itself in the silence, in the calm that comes when everything seems to be falling apart. It reveals itself when you choose to keep going, even when you do not have all the answers. And every time you decide not to give up, you are telling the world that your faith is greater than any storm. The secret to living beyond human limits lies in remembering that you were not called to live as everyone lives. You were set apart to bring something new, to be a reflection of who God is. It does not matter what they say or what they do to try to stop you, because what God has placed inside you, no one can take away. This is the essence of the chosen, to live with the certainty that what is inside is worth much more than what is outside. So, as we walk together in this video, I want you to think, what is holding you back from living this truth? What still ties you to fear or insecurity? Because when you begin to believe in the power that God has placed in you, nothing can stop you. This is the life beyond human limits. A life that does not depend on circumstances, but on the faith you carry in your heart. Always remember this. You are not here by chance. This calling is real, and the power that is within you is proof that you were born to be much more than the world expects. You were born to live the extraordinary. Let's move forward together. The power you carry is not something that is earned, nor is it something that depends on the circumstances around you. This power is born in the hearts of those who have been set apart, chosen by God. It cannot be bought or forced. It is given by God as a gift to those who have a greater purpose. This power is not in what you have or what you do. It is in what you are. Because when God chooses someone, He places within that person a flame that does not go out, no matter how hard the wind blows or how dark the path may be. That is why many do not understand where the strength of the chosen comes from. They see the difficulties, they see the falls, but they do not see what is hidden inside the heart. The presence of God that sustains, even when everything seems to crumble. Attacks may come from all sides. Harsh words may try to bring you down. The circumstances may seem impossible. But what is in you is not fragile like glass. It is like a rock. Because it was God who placed this power in your chest. He knows exactly what you will face. And that is why He has given you something that no one can steal. When you understand this, something changes in the way you live. You stop measuring your worth by the opinions of others. You stop thinking you need to prove yourself all the time, because you know that what you carry does not depend on who is beside you or who supports you. Your worth comes from God, and He never makes mistakes in what He does. This power that no one can take away makes you walk amid storms without fear of sinking, because you know you are not alone. Every step is guided. Every fall is used to strengthen you. Even when it seems there is no way out, the flame inside you remains lit. It is the proof that God is with you, even when the whole world says otherwise. This unbreakable strength does not make you unreachable or perfect. It makes you true, someone who knows where their strength comes from. It makes you a living testament that the grace of God is greater than any challenge, because no matter how many times they try to bring you down, you will always rise again. And it is not because of who you are, but because of who God is in you. I want you to understand this today. You do not need to be afraid of losing what God has given you, because what is His no one can take. This is the promise that makes you invincible. This is the root of your confidence. That is why you can move forward, even when you do not understand the reasons for the struggles. Because you know you have a greater purpose, and that everything that happens is under the hands of God. So, when fear knocks at the door, when doubt tries to paralyze you, remember this power that no one can take away. It does not depend on anything the world may offer or threaten. It comes from above, and it was given to you to fulfill the purpose that only you can live. That is what makes you chosen. That is what makes you invincible. You carry within you the strength of heaven. Never forget that. Let's walk together. When God chose you, He did not only look at who you are today. He saw who you are destined to be for eternity. The chosen carry a mark that goes beyond what we can see or touch. This mark is the reflection of a promise that does not end when this life is over, but continues firm and strong in eternity. Being chosen does not mean that you will live without challenges or without pain. On the contrary, those who have a special calling face many struggles. But there is something that makes all the difference: the certainty that your life does not end here. This truth gives you strength to continue, even when everything seems difficult. It is like a lighthouse that illuminates the way, reminding you that each step is part of something much greater. When you feel that you are tired or think that you cannot make it, remember that this mark you carry is not fragile. It is an eternal mark. It is the assurance that God has a plan that transcends any barrier, that is not shaken by crises or by the opinions of others. This does not depend on you being perfect, but on God being faithful. This promise of eternity places you in a different position. You do not live just for the passing days. You live for a purpose that transcends time, and this changes everything. It makes losses and pains not the end, but only parts of the journey, because you know that there is something greater waiting for you, and that something no one can take away. The world may try to diminish who you are, may try to make you forget this promise. But the mark that God placed on you shines even when you feel small. It is the reminder that you are not just another one in the crowd. You are part of something eternal, part of a plan that began long before you were born, and that goes beyond what the eyes can see. This eternal mark gives you the courage to continue, even when everything seems to crumble. It reminds you that you are not alone, that there is an entire heaven supporting you, that there is a Father who never forgets His children, and that every step you take towards His will is being counted, cared for, and blessed. Chosen one, never stop believing this. You have been set apart for a purpose that has no expiration date. You have been marked for something that no one can destroy. And it is this certainty that makes you rise every day with faith and gratitude. Because you do not walk alone in this life. You walk towards eternity. The signs that confirm you are chosen are not always those that the world sees or understands. Often, they are hidden in simple and silent moments, but they are so strong that only those who have their hearts connected to God can feel them. One of the first signs that reveal your selection is this feeling that you do not fit in places where the truth is not present. You may even try to mold yourself to what others expect, but something inside you will always pull you back to the light. This discomfort is not weakness. It is the Holy Spirit reminding you that your mission is not to get lost in the noise of the world, but to remain firm in what He has called you to be. Another sign is the compassion that springs from your heart. Even when you are tired or hurt, you still feel empathy for those who suffer. You understand pains that others do not even notice, and often carry a huge desire to help, to reach out, even when no one has asked. This is not just sensitivity, it is the reflection of God's mark on you. There is also a constant desire to learn, to grow spiritually. While many are satisfied with ready-made answers, you feel the need to go deeper. This thirst for truth, this hunger to understand what goes beyond the surface, is another clear sign that you have a special calling. Because the chosen do not settle, they seek what is eternal. You will notice that there is a strange strength that keeps you standing on the darkest days. Even when it seems that the ground has disappeared, you rise again. This does not come solely from your will, but from the power that God has planted within you. It is as if there is a reserve of faith that the world cannot understand. Last but not least, there is a peace that no one can explain. It is as if, even amidst chaos, you know that you are where you need to be. This peace is the clearest sign that you are walking in the right purpose. Because peace is not the absence of problems. It is the certainty that God is with you in every step. So, when you doubt or think that you are alone, remember these signs. They are not coincidences. They are divine reminders that you have been chosen, set apart for something that goes far beyond this moment. And this truth, no one can take from you. When someone carries the power of God, it is impossible to go unnoticed. This power is not something you flaunt, but something that simply manifests itself in your gaze, in the way you speak, and in your silence. The people around you feel this strength, even if they cannot explain it. And each person will react in a different way. Some will look at you with respect. They will realize that you do not speak empty words, that your decisions come from a place of truth and purpose. They will admire your peace amidst chaos and the courage to remain steadfast when everyone doubts. For these people, your life becomes an example. They may not say it, but they will remember you as someone who chose to walk in the light. Others, however, will feel fear, because the world fears what it cannot control. Your light will expose the darkness around, and not everyone wants to see that. Some will distance themselves, while others will avoid you, as if your presence reminds them of everything they themselves do not have the courage to face. Do not take this personally. Many times, the fear they feel is not of you, but of what you represent. Jealousy will also arise. This happens because the glow that comes from within a chosen one bothers those who are trapped by appearances. While many struggle to achieve what shines on the outside, you possess something that cannot be bought. This essence evokes envy, and some will try to belittle you, mock you, or criticize you. Remember, jealousy is admiration that pride cannot admit. And of course, there will be those who feel genuine admiration. They will see in you a strength that inspires them to also seek what is true. These people may not say much, but they will follow you silently because your light motivates them to find their own light. In the face of such different reactions, the chosen one needs to learn to handle things with balance. Do not let respect fill you with pride, nor let jealousy steal your peace. Be who you are, with humility and firmness. The strength you carry is greater than any judgment. And when you understand this, you discover that the opinions of others do not define who you are. They only reinforce that you are on the right path. Chosen one, the power you carry is not a trophy to be displayed, but a gift to be shared. When God places something so valuable within you, He does not want you to use it to elevate yourself or feel superior to others. He wants you to use it to bless, to heal, to illuminate. This gift you have may be the word someone needs to hear, the hug that comforts, or even the silence that calms. Sometimes you do not need to say anything. Your presence is already enough to show that there is something greater guiding your life. Being light does not mean shining to be seen, but so that others may find their way in the midst of darkness. It is important to understand that serving is not self-neglect. Many people confuse this. They think that helping others means forgetting about themselves, but that is not how God wants it. He wants you to remain steadfast, knowing who you are, so that you can be a source of strength for those who are weak. When you serve wholeheartedly, without seeking applause, your gift multiplies and reaches places you cannot even imagine. Being chosen is a call to be an example. It is not to dominate, to force, but to inspire. When you use your power to judge or control, you distance it from its original purpose. But when you offer your gift with humility, God makes it a point to amplify your light. The world is filled with voices that demand, that impose, that criticize. The chosen one, however, has the mission to be different. You are called to be someone who, instead of pointing fingers, extends a hand. Instead of demanding, offers. Instead of judging, understands. Therefore, choose every day to use your gift to build up, not to humiliate, to bless, not to dominate. Because when you understand that this power is not just yours, but a gift from God to transform lives, you become truly unbeatable. Your light, chosen to shine in the darkest moments, becomes a beacon for those who are still trying to find their way. And in this lies the greatness of the calling that resides within you. Chosen one. The call that God has placed on your life is a rare gift. It cannot be treated as something common or used carelessly. In order for this mission to remain alive and strong, you need to learn to protect it. One of the first steps in doing this is to take care of your heart. When the heart is at peace, the purpose flourishes. When the heart is at war, everything becomes confused. Protect what God has given you from distractions. Not everything deserves your attention. There are many voices around, many pieces of advice that are not from heaven. Discerning what comes from God and what comes from the world is essential to keep your mission aligned with His will. Do not allow jealousy, doubt, or haste to distract you from your calling. Remember that everything has its time. The chosen one knows how to wait, trusts in God's timing, and does not give in to the pressures of the world. Guarding your purpose is not about shutting yourself off from life. It is about opening yourself up to what truly makes sense, even when that means saying no to what does not build you up. Pray always. Prayer is not just a ritual. It is the bridge between you and the source of your gift. When you pray, you remember who called you. When you pray, you remember why you are here. Chosen one, take care of your calling as one takes care of a treasure. It was not given to be wasted. It was given so that you can make a difference where no one else does. And when you understand this, nothing can stop you. Keep your faith alive, your heart pure, and your mind focused on what God has for you. Because when you honor what He has placed in your hands, He Himself takes responsibility for blessing each of your steps. We have come to the end of this video, but not the end of what God has for your life, chosen one. We talked about what it is like to live beyond human limits, how this power that no one can take away comes directly from God, and how you have been marked for something eternal. We showed that this strength is much more than words or appearances. It is the truth that pulses in your heart, the mission that only you can fulfill. We also discussed how the world reacts when it sees this strength. Some respect it, others fear it. But none of this changes who you are. You are not here to be applauded, but to fulfill what you were called to do. And for that, it is essential not to get lost in pride or in the temptations that arise. You need to transform your gift into a blessing for others, protecting your mission as a faithful guardian of what God has given you. Now I want to hear from you. Write in the comments. Which part spoke to your heart the most today? Where do you feel you need to strengthen yourself to live all that God has reserved for you? Because your story, your testimony, can be the key to awakening another chosen one who is walking in darkness. If this message spoke to your soul, like the video, share it with those who need this word, and subscribe here to the channel. Together, we are learning to honor this divine call and to walk like those who know who they are and where they are going. Until next time.